don't have billboards in Vermont. Did you know that? They do not have billboards.
Sounds like a Jeopardy question.
It's the only one I could get right. But I get it right.
Wow. Now I'm ready.
That's right.
I'll make that my did you know question tomorrow. I always give the kids a fact in the morning about
Well, you
something
better
random
check
they
it
don't
just
know.
in case.
They won't fact check me anyway.
Okay, then just
Nobody could get that.
It's like the one year there was that question on Jeopardy about a street in Maryland that
Just
doesn't
sent you
have
a text.
sidewalks.
I call this meeting to order.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we are officially
So every
live.
time I
At
drive
4
from
o'clock.
outside,
Hold
I'm
on.
like, yeah, you all were a Jeopardy question. There's no sidewalks. They're the only. Like, who would get that? I would never be able to get that. I mean, it's not like Jeopardy's just in
Yes, we are
Maryland
live.
even.
right.
Like, how they.
I mean, public
Public.
live?
Yes.
Good day, all. How we doing?
Jesse.
We are casting to YouTube officially, yes.
Is this where we elect Dr. McGain chair?
Oh, we already voted you in. You weren't here. Last one in gets it.
How lucky. Are we live now?
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to wait until I get finished my sarcastic remarks.
We were live when you walked in. I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it, so it was 4 o'clock.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order of the City of Frostburg Ethics Commission.
Oh, I didn't know this was, I thought it was a 250. Oh, I'm early.
Oh,
What?
I thought you were joining us.
No, no,
That's upstairs in like
oh,
half
it
an
is
hour.
upstairs.
I thought you were just, I thought you
No,
had questions.
no, no. So it's upstairs?
Yeah, it got moved to 200.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I
That's
think
okay.
Yeah, I
Dr.
was so
Osaki
excited.
there.
I thought we were
Dr.
gonna have
Osaki
someone
said
with
he was
long
leaving his
hair
number.
sitting in here. I love your hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Saku is under the weather, so he emailed me saying.
So we'll start with introductions and to state our name and our role in the commission. My name is Jesse Ketterin and I am the chair.
Hi, everyone. Patrick O'Brien. I'm the city administrator. I've met most of you. It's nice meeting you.
I'm Carly McGann. I'm a teacher at ACPS and citizen Frostburg.
I'm Carol Smith. I'm a member of the committee.
Spencer Deacon, Frostburg resident, member of the committee.
Did our friend in the back need to introduce
Would you
themselves?
like to introduce yourself?
Sure, happy. My name's Kelly Mears. I'm a resident of Frostburg.
There you go. And so Patrick sent out to us the agenda and the election schedule. And so did you want to give an overview of the schedule? It's on the back of the agenda.
So one of the main reasons for pulling the group together was one, we hadn't met in a while, but also wanted to chat about the upcoming election and the timeline, because we're going to need to review some disclosure forms in kind of a timely fashion, get them to the group so we can get the ballots together and those types of things. I don't know if everybody was on the committee when the last election happened. I obviously wasn't here, so I'm not sure if you all were, but so on the back is the schedule. The big one to look at is Friday, March 20th is the filing deadline for candidates. So at that point, at the end of the day, that Friday, we should have all of the disclosure forms. If possible, we would want this group to meet as shortly after that as they could. So I don't know if Monday would be all right, if there's a certain day of the week that you all are better suited to be able to meet. But we want to look at that, and then the bigger question is how would you all like those forms? Do you want them as they come in so that you have more time to review them? Do you want them in one packet on Friday night so you have them for the weekend and you can look at them before the meeting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever that lines up? Or do you just want to do them here in the
I
meeting?
just prefer a packet.
Okay.
I think we've typically received them here at the
Yeah, we
meeting.
just-
So you don't need them ahead of time, just after the meeting
Right.
would be fine? We'll just take the time to do it then? Okay.
Because there's really not a whole lot to review, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine
We
doing
just-
that.
That's perfectly fine.
Before.
I'm thinking of my availability. And
In
So,
March.
and you don't necessarily need to decide today, but I wanted to put that on your radar so we could get a meeting scheduled, because next Thursday I'll be meeting with the Board of Elections, and they're gonna be looking to schedule their meeting like the day after yours, so that we can kind of move everything along. We have a new Board of Elections this year, everybody's new for the most part, so we're all learning as we go, so.
did we want to look at, does everybody have their calendar, or did we want to wait till?
Well,
I
I
don't
know
know how to use my phone,
I'll
so
be
I'm
returning to
sorry.
Frostburg on the 24th.
You're what?
Returning to Frostburg on the 24th, which would be Tuesday.
Let me see.
I'll be in Arizona.
So do we think,
Chasing the sun.
would the 25th be all right for everybody? It's a Wednesday,
The 26th would actually work better for me.
26th.
I am available on the 26th.
That would be a Thursday.
I'm gonna say I'm available.
And I can send an email out to
March
confirm everything.
26th then?
At 4 p.m. Yeah.
To confirm everything. The one thing I will have to check with is the ballot company and just make sure that getting them things at the end of that week would work out. Which I think,
Are you going to do a calendar invite for that, or?
yeah. I'll get everybody squared with that.
And so I'm moving on down the list. We just reviewed the election schedule. I guess we're in discussion for the disclosure forms. And open to any questions about that. I think everyone on the committee has seen the forms in the past. Is there any questions that we need to talk about or clarify?
So one of the things I wanted to clarify, because we did have some potential candidates ask questions about how to fill out the form. So I know it comes with a pretty extensive how-to concept, but one of the big things, especially for individuals that weren't actually in office, so people that are applying to be candidates for the upcoming year, it asks about gifts and things like that they've received in the past. Do they still need to put it down gifts that could be influenced, I guess, in the future if they get office? Or is it just for more like businesses that would have conflicts? So say somebody got a gift from a local business or something like that that may do business with the city in the future. When they got the gift, they had no idea they were running. Nobody knew anybody was running. You know, do you want that stuff on there so that, you know, is it better just put more and you all can weed it out, or how would you like to go about that?
I think my best answer to that would be is they should list anything that they think might be perceived as a potential conflict.
Okay.
And so I would rather them err on the side of disclosing information versus not disclosing the information. And it's hard, you know, what makes this hard, and this committee's talked about this before, is, you know, when you're in a small community, there are little things that happen that aren't intended to be a conflict of interest. You know, and I know it's Dr. McGann's birthday and I give her a gift. And that's not me trying to persuade her in any way, shape, or form. And so I think we kind of have those discussions on occasion with how small of an item or how large of an item is it before it would become a conflict of interest. So I think it's two-sided in the sense that they should err on the side of disclosing, and if we hear of things or there's something that we perceive as a concern, that we should discuss it at this meeting as well.
Yeah, obviously, since they're not a current city officer, it's not a current conflict of interest. But if something is a potential conflict of interest that it needs to be listed, I think. And then, you know, I remember examples in the past, we looked at it and said, no, this is more just appropriate interaction, it's not an intent to influence.
And some other examples that we've had to discuss, you know, are things such as, well, do you have a conflict of interest simply because you own a business in town? Well, not necessarily. You know, as long as your business isn't benefiting directly from you as a result of your role. And so that's kind of an example. Same we deal with it with rental properties, right? A lot of people have rental properties in town, so.
And the practice has always been to excuse themselves from voting on a potential, on an action that might reflect their personal interest.
Right.
Especially when it comes to, you know, getting contracts with the city for work and stuff, that would be more of a potential conflict than
Yeah.
some of the passive kind of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have filed? I know one.
We're up to 3. Yes. No, we were up to 3 so far, but I expect that the way things are going, we might have a contested race or 2. You know, I'm not really sure. That's just me guessing based off of, you know, rumors and things like that. But so I don't think it'll be reviewing a dozen. You probably review more when you have to do the staff and mayor and council. And then one of the other questions was about, one of the questions on the disclosure form is about loans and debts and things like that. Those are in specific things that have to do with the city, not just some sort of loan that you may have out, correct? So if it's anything you owe over, I think $15,000 or something like that when it comes to a debt. It's more if it's with like banking with the city or anything like that. Like if I have a car loan, do you want all those on there as well?
No,
I don't remember
I
that
don't
even.
remember seeing that.
I don't either.
Because I don't think most of the time people have to put anything down for that. I
Okay.
just want to make sure there's not certain things you want. And again, I'm just kind of relaying questions of others at this point, so.
I think it would be.
You're upstairs.
Oh, upstairs?
Yeah, we're at Ethics Commission. Good to see you though. Okay. No problem.
I think there's probably more of the potential of conflict if there is a debt to the city or something, when you think that would be where
Yeah.
maybe they would want to disclose.
Yeah, nobody has ever listed like they have a mortgage
Yeah, how much I owe my house,
for
yeah.
their home.
And that's kind of what I assumed as well. But I just wanted to make sure. Like I said, we had a couple of questions, so I want to make sure I get the right answers for the individuals. I think those are all the ones I have. Do you have any questions while you're back there?
I do have a question, and I don't know if it's best for this room or for the elections committee, but I was just wondering if there's ever a plan to announce the filings before, like, the filing deadline. Allegheny County and City of Cumberland both post those online, I think, like, daily. I was wondering if there was ever an intent to try to publish who's filed on a more regular basis.
Oh, like who's filed?
Yeah.
That hasn't been a practice, but I can bring that to the Board of Elections. We have posted that the deadline is coming,
Yeah.
but not necessarily who's filed. I'll ask them about that and see what they want to do.
The part we would see is that form that they filled out that, you know, again, how long have you lived in Frostburg? You know, what assets do you own? Where do you know, those kind of things is what's on our form. But I don't think the forms themselves are publicly available documents, right? Those are forms that we review.
Technically, I think they are public information.
Uh-huh.
We don't necessarily post them online for like everybody to look at. We don't go out of our way to do it.
Right.
There is actually a bill in either the House or the Senate right now that would redact some of that information, mainly where people live and things like that because of some of the more political violence and stuff around the country. But no, for the most part, those are public information documents. People could request them, but it's not something that we actually put out there. But that doesn't mean we couldn't say who did file, not necessarily putting their ethics proposal, but yeah.
And I'll speak from our last meeting, I remember we had to turn everything in when we leave, right, and not, so.
Yeah, no, there's some information I think that needs to be redacted on it.
Yeah.
I think those are all the clarifying questions I had.
Any other questions? Any other questions from the committee?
Nope.
Anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Anyone want a second?
I'll second.
The meeting is over.
Fastest meeting of the day.
I didn't think it would be a long
Oh,
one.
I'm sure.